This is the Armed Forces Tournament. Tonight, the dueling begins. Up first, the two-branch duel, where a veteran from the Army and the Air Force goes up against a veteran from the Navy and the Air Force. Next to me, we have a huge weapons crate with 4 handles coming out of it. Now, these are attached to blades from iconic military history. There's only 4 blades here because you are the second duel to take part in this tournament. What I want you guys to do is come together, talk amongst yourselves, and decide which one of these blades you want to build based solely on the handle you can see.
I'm thinking 5.
I'm good with it. Do 5.
All right, rock on, Chief.
All right, gentlemen, you guys are going to be building this.
Yeah.
This is the World War II Air Force Survival Axe.
The United States Army Air Force Survival Axe was a staple in U.S. bomber planes during World War II. This standard-issue tool featured an axe head and a sharp pike that could be used to stab and slice through aircraft aluminum skin after a crash, while its rubber handle provided protection from electrical shock. Although this axe isn't used much today, its legacy lives on in the 2014 video game, The Forest.
All right, gentlemen, good luck. Your time starts now.
My name's Joe Stickle. I'm a retired Chief Master Sergeant for the Oregon International Guard. I went in the Army right out of high school. And then I served active guard with Kingsley Field, Klamath Falls, Oregon. So what I decide I'm gonna do is make 2 billets. I get the first billet in the forge. I figure I can get that heating up, and then I start cleaning my second billet. It's coming along really nice. It looks like it's a good weld. So now I've got to twist it.
Joe's twisting his billet right now, but using the press.
That's
awesome. After I cut the excess off, I need to draw some width to it to get the axe shape to it. And then I need to pull out my spike on the other side.
There we go, look. We got some shape happening over here on Joe.
Once I drifted in the hole, I realized that that cutting edge is, width-wise, is entirely too thin, and that's what they're gonna be hitting that thing into. I had plenty of Damascus already done up. So what I'm gonna do is take this piece, make it into a C shape, make sure I got long enough for each side, match it up to the cutting edge of the axe, and then I'll forge weld it. I'm feeling pressured, but I know I'm gonna get it done.
Joe's quenching, guys.
My welds appeared to hold. I think it came out about as good as could be expected. I have to turn in a finished product. It's tough, but there's no quitting now. I mean, I came here to do a job, and that's what I'm gonna do. So I just go ahead and go with the cord wrap. I'm happy with the fact that I got something done. It ain't pretty, by no means, but I do believe it's a solid piece.
Hi, my name's Dana Dupuis. I'm 50 years old. I joined the Navy out of high school in 1988. I served for 4 years. And then I joined the Air Force Reserves, and I retired 2014 as a Master Sergeant. The amount of steel they gave us was a lot of steel, so I decided to split it.
Dana's not using very much of this steel.
Wow.
That's a huge risk.
As my steel's heating in the forge, I decided to clean up the other steel and forge weld this backup steel in case I need it. Just on the off chance that billet blows up or something, I have a standby and I can go right to it. What the f? Right now, I can't get my head around how I'm gonna make this damn shape. As I started thinking about drilling my patterns, I realized the steel is too thin to be able to get my raindrop pattern in.
I mean, honestly, if I were Dana right now, I might start again.
Yeah, it would be a good idea. Well, there he goes.
So I tossed that to the side, then I started the other part of my billet that I've already forged.
Guys, Dana just scrapped what he's been working on for the past 2.5 hours.
So my game plan right now is I got the new piece, start on the spike again, kind of like elongate the center a little differently and leave it thicker. You got this, I got this. I'll get some mild steel. I'll cut off the raindrop I already have going on, and I'll forge weld and weld the bit on some mild steel. It's not the best thing, it's not my first choice, but it's my Hail Mary.
Dana's quenched, not cut it to shape yet, but he does have a quenched blade.
Skates. So I wrap it as best as I can, and I think I gotta put something else. So I reach down and I grab blue painter's tape.
Oh, nice.
Kind of pay a homage to blue painter's tape and the Air Force and the Navy are blue too. What?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bladesmiths, turn off your tools, put down your weapons. This round is over.
Yeah.
Great fight, gentlemen, great fight.
All right, gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's time for the strength test. I'm going to take your axes, and I'm going to be smashing them into these helmets to see the overall construction and feel of your blade. Remember, this test is not about what those axes do to that helmet, but what that helmet can do to your axes. All right, Joe, today you are up first. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Dave.
All right.
My biggest concern is where I welded my handle on. I mean, that junction's at a critical location. When you have that many welds in something like this, when you smash it into a steel helmet, there's obviously opportunities for failure.
Well, Joe, that held up. You still got a sharp edge on this thing. It's a very obtuse edge, but so is the original. You didn't lose any of those welds. Nothing came loose. Handle construction, it's actually comfortable to hold on to. All in all, it held up beautifully in this test, so good job, Joe.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, Dana, your turn. You ready?
No. I don't know what's going to happen with my axe. So many things can go wrong for my construction. I'm just hoping that it doesn't break apart when he strikes.
Guys, you know, as much as I'd love to test it, it's just not the axe we asked for.
Wouldn't be fair. It's not what we asked for.
Pretty far off.
And I mean, I'm not even sure of the construction and the connection here. I'd need to peel this back, and it's not what we asked for. Dana, I got to tell you, you fought really, really hard. But in the end, this just isn't the axe or the shape we were looking to test. And it wouldn't be fair to test this against your opponent who actually turned in the axe that was in the style that we were looking for. But man, I got to tell you, there's no quitting you, and I really do appreciate that, Dana.
Thank you.
Well, Dan, I got to start out by saying you guys had to have chosen the hardest blade to build in this competition. Come hell or high water, you decided you were going to give us a blade, so we want to commend you for that. But unfortunately, we can't test your blade equally against Joe's. For that reason, your time in this competition has ended. I'm going to have to ask you to please step off the forge floor.
All I can say to Joe is, man, I hope you win it for the Air Force. I love you, brother.
Well, Joe, you know what that means, man. You got yourself a seat in the final round of the Armed Forces Redeployment Tournament, and you just got yourself a check for $2,000. Congratulations.
I'm excited to move on to the next phase. It gives me an opportunity to hopefully be able to prove what I know I'm capable of doing.
How do you feel?
I wish we could have tested them both.
We always wish for it.
This challenge was very difficult. I can only imagine what they're going to have in the next round.
Congratulations, gentlemen. You've both made it to the final round, which means you're both one step closer to the title of Forged and Fire champion and that check for 10 grand. When you came to our forge, you used our tools and equipment. Now we're sending you back to your home forge to forge an iconic blade from history. Are you ready to see what that weapon is?
Hell yeah.
All right.
I'm ready.
The halati.
Ooh.
The halati was a fearsome double-bladed dagger created in ancient India. The two recurved blades would meet at a straight handle and could be used for slashing or stabbing. Some halatis even featured a third blade running out of the handguard. Though the halati might seem like something out of a fantasy video game, it actually dates back to the mid-5th century and was wielded by the Rajput, a major Hindu clan known for their bravery and ferocity in battle.
Your final challenge is to forge a halati. It must be an effective working version of that weapon. You will have 5 days at your home forge to accomplish this. Additionally, each blade must have a counter recurve and a centered unguarded handle. At the end of 5 days, you will return and present your halatis to our panel of expert judges. Good luck, bladesmiths. We'll see you in 5 days.
Good luck, Steve.
Feeling amazing. I made it to the finals, and I get to make a really awesome weapon. A haladi, or a haladi, or something like that. Ray has more experience than me, and I kind of feel like it's old school versus new school. Got my blade the length I want to. Now I'm moving on to the handle. Every time I hit it on one side, the other side bends a little bit, so it's a challenge to keep everything in line. Oh, yeah. It's the end of day one, and I feel like I'm a step ahead of the game. I only expected to get forging done today, but I got a little grinding in there, too.
The plan for today is to get the Damascus ready and hopefully get a couple welds in on it. We're gonna cut up a bunch of steel here. I use a 15-piece billet. I've never made a halati, and I've never made a double-ended knife either. To me, it's a challenge. Challenge is good. Even though I've got like 37 years experience, it's not gonna be easy. I'm gonna go for like 120 layers. It'll give me a bold pattern. I think it'll look really nice.
It's day two. I've got pretty much all the grinding done. Today, I want to get to the heat treating. That's the make it or break it part of the knife. This is my first time having this much riding on the quench. I hope nothing goes wrong, because if it does, I'll have to restart, and that would really suck. Survived. Feeling good. Now I just gotta do the same thing to the other side.
We're ready to start day three. I wish I was a little farther ahead, but everything is ×2. So whatever I do to one blade, it has to be exactly like the other blade. And that can be a challenge in itself. So I put the first blade in a jig, and I can't get it to bend. So I decided I'm gonna do it the old school way and go back to the anvil. So it's just gonna be a guess. Whenever you're dealing with Damascus, it's a risky business. It doesn't always turn out right. Nobody makes perfect Damascus every time they make it. It's about a wicked-looking weapon, I'll tell you what.
It's day four, and pretty much all I got left to do is glue on the handle, polish that up. Ray is probably doing Damascus with his blade, so I'm trying to be on the same level. I'm gonna hand sand, I'm gonna add file work on both sides of the handle, doing like the really fine detail stuff. I'm going for like a vine pattern on the file work just to give it an elegant design, a little something extra. I'm kind of just gonna free ball it on this one. It's just about ready to glue. As soon as I start mixing the epoxy, time starts going down. I only got 5 minutes to get everything where I want it to be because of the epoxy. What the hell? This is the first bump in the road I run into, and I feel a time crunch. Okay. I finally get it together. The glue's all set up, and looks like there's no gaps. I finished the weapon a day early. There was always that thought in the back of my head where I'm going against the best, but age definitely doesn't limit your skill. I'm very proud of this weapon.
Last day, it's crunch time. Time to finish it up. Heat treat went really well yesterday, and the blades look good. First thing I'm gonna do today is sharpen the blades up before I assemble them onto the handle. I think my skill set as a master smith really shows up. I came here to prove that I could compete at a really high level, and I think that I did that. The only thing that could stop it is if my competitor built something better than I did. All right, it's ready to go.
Stephen, Ray, welcome back to the forge. You've had 5 days at your home forges to work on your halatis. Now it's time to see how they hold up in our weapons test, but first, Ray, tell us a little bit about your weapon.
Well, I made my halati as close as I could to the original type of weapon, and I made the blades out of Damascus, and I think it'll do well.
Great. Stephen, tell us about yours.
I forged mine out of 1095 high carbon steel and put my own kind of twist on it from what stuff I saw on the internet.
All right, gentlemen. Your weapons will now be put through a series of 3 tests. Up first is the sharpness test. Doug?
Bladesmiths, the halati was a weapon used by the Rajput warriors. It was designed to have a blade on both sides of the handle, and they were known to be very sharp. To see how sharp your weapons are, I will take your blade and deliver multiple cuts and stabs to this canvas bag. Ray, you're up first. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
I'm really proud of this knife. I mean, it turned out really well. The curvature on the blade is a recurve, so what happens is the blade starts in one direction, then comes back in the other direction, which gives it a lot of character.
Okay, Ray. I like the design of your blade. It feels good in the hand. You got that ovoid shape for the handle, and I like also how it flares over there so it stops for the thrust. I love your recurve and Damascus pattern that you have on both ends of your blade. It's very dramatic, and it looks good. The belly of your blade slashed nicely on the canvas, and it allowed for a good thrust. And this blade will cut. Good job.
Thank you.
Steven, you're up next. You ready?
Hell yeah.
Let's do this.
Going up against a master bladesmith with 30 years experience is definitely a little nerve-wracking for me, but I'm pretty sure I got everything executed perfectly on it.
Well, Steven, we have a big problem here.
What's the problem?
We specifically asked for a recurve on each blade. These blades are not recurved. They're simply curved. We put that specifically on our parameters so that both blades are equal and fair in all the tests that we do. Your blade does not have that S-shaped recurve that we're looking for. Because you don't have that S-shaped recurve that we needed for the parameters, we cannot move on to test your blade.
Well, Steven, the devil's in the details. The blade parameters were very specific. We asked for counter recurve blades on your Halati. You didn't deliver that. And therefore, since your weapon cannot be tested fairly and evenly, I must ask you to please leave the forge.
I'm feeling a little bummed I put in all that hard work and I didn't even get to test it. I still feel really proud of my work. It's just I failed to see the one small detail, and that led me to losing. I learned I gotta follow the instructions a little better.
Ray, congratulations. You are the Forge and Fire champion and will be receiving a check for $10,000. Good job.
Thank you.
It's a good-looking weapon, sir.
Thank you.
I love your Damascus pattern. Really, really nice recurve with beautiful shape.
How do you feel right now?
Feeling really good. Being Forge and Fire champion, it's really nice, especially at my age. I felt a lot better about it if they could have did the cutting contest and everything with his blade also. But I just sold a knife for $10,000 bucks. That's the best part.